I don't know what we're getting into, but certainly the plot be plotting this week, so let's jump into this bad boy. She's the curator of this girl. So in a way, you could view her as the mother. But she's also now in the story as her sister, so it's a weird mommy, big sis love. Makes Orihimo seem simple. I mean, she's certainly goon too close to the sun. So does this make it like incestual because you're like their mother? Something tells me she'd be into that, given her other gooning fetishes. It's funny because all the characters that she's like super into are not ones that she'll actually end up with, and she'll actually end up with the person that she's like most terrified of. How did we end up with this dude in our fucking husbando list? Wait, will he no longer love her because she's like super nice now? What is that face? That is the face of someone who gooned too close to the sun, to be fair. Yo, what is... Yo, she's taking Hit Me Daddy a little too far. Man, it'd be so hot to be killed by a hot man. While maybe not where I thought it was going at first, there are bound to be characters she didn't write that end up in this world. To be fair, you know, this is one thing you gotta give credit to this show. So often the characters are scared about still getting killed or whatever and there's no threat. But this show's actually done a fairly good job at keeping her paranoia feel genuine. Like, oh yeah, she gotta stay on her toes, otherwise she'll kind of die. Oh my god, he's obsessed. Bro's obsessed with yanderes. Oh, I love the look of murderous bitch in the morning. Rattle. I love that she's basically doing like giggles and rattles and just, it's so stupid, I love it. Oh no. Now he's gonna try. Well, I mean, I guess Soul can protect him. Honestly, I take it back. This might not be bad. If he's constantly trying to kill Soul, Soul can protect himself. Oh, wait a second. Hear them wedding bells? They're about to go off. That's... Yo. She turned in her homework, but instead of her homework, she turned in her Gooner fanfics. I really hope for her sake it wasn't the part where the werewolf the MC. Oh, she read the werewolf part, I'm convinced. You know, in a weird way, I might be able to say, Iana might be one of the most tragic isekai characters I've ever experienced. The level of embarrassment she has suffered through her own horny creations, it's hard to top. I would take the rabbits from ReZero, I gotta be real. This girl is something else. This was just a small snippet of my full live reaction. You can catch full one over on Patreon, but let's jump into this. We got a lot to break down. Another banger of an episode. I genuinely mean this. I would take the rabbits gnawing at my flesh from ReZero than have to turn in accidentally part of my story where I've written things ranging from my self-insert big titty character gets ravished by werewolf men and such abominations to my teacher. Like, nah. This is truly something else, and in a good way. Oh, it is a mess emotionally, but it is such a good Villainess show. And the more I see after now 3 episodes of Dark History of Villainess, the more I just realize this show is just becoming more creative rather than making it feel like, oh, the main punchline, the main gimmick of the first couple of episodes, yeah, it's gonna grow boring. No, not at all. I had someone ask me, actually I had like 2, maybe 3 people last week ask me how different this show is from other Villainess shows. And the answer is, there's only one other Villainess show I think is on par with creative energy, and that is the dad reincarnated into his daughter's Villainess game. That's the only show that I think is as creative as this. And it's really sad to like see how low of a score it has on places like My Anime List, which sure, garbage opinions for the most part anyway. But it is weird because like this show, the more you see the concept of like, yes, we've had plenty of like, oh, I played the Villainess game, I read it, I'm in my own story. Yes, we see that type of stuff, but the way they're handling it, especially because I think for me, the main gimmick of the show is that she barely remembers what she wrote because she did it when she was a teenager. Decade later gets Truck-kun and she's like, well, I kind of love this, but I kind of hate it. I kind of love this, I kind of hate it. It's just so great seeing because legitimately, I thought they were going in this episode as an example. They introduce this guy who's like super obsessed with her and she's like, never met you in my life. I'm thinking, oh, we're already getting into the territory of it being different than her story. And while that's probably going to happen eventually, maybe that's a season 2 kind of plot line, almost similar to the Bakurina anime. Like, once you get past the main stuff you wrote, you get into the sequel territory that you've never experienced, or in this case, never wrote. But no, it's a case of she wrote this dude, and she forgot about it because she's so obsessed with everything else, and she's like, God damn it, I made a guy who's like super obsessed with helping me kill my sister. Now he thinks the sister brainwashed me. Okay, so let's re-navigate his hatred. God damn it, now it's targeting Soul, the dude who we're probably gonna end up with, even though she thinks she has to be scared of this guy. It's just such a bundle of mess, but it's so entertaining. I think that's really the thing that makes this show special, is that it's both simultaneously heaven and hell for the MC. She wrote this when she was horned up out of her mind, turbo virgin beyond belief. This is a fanfic of gooning that should have never seen the light of day. And now she's living it. And half the time, she's cackling. She's like, oh yes. I got the binoculars right here observing them tatas and asses. And then the other half, she's like, wait a second. I should have probably been put out of my misery many years back. It's so good. It's funny as hell. And honestly, I love the production of the show. It does exactly what it needs to. The art style is great. I honestly thought this would have that very generic look that most of these Villainess shows kind of have. It's like, I don't know, like, you know how often, like, with fantasy anime, everything kind of looked like Kirito? Like, it was his character design for the good while? It's kind of how I feel like with Villainess anime. They kind of all look the same. Not all of them, but for the most part. But this one, even though at face value the poster image screams traditional Villainess looking show, I don't know, like the flowers in the background, the character models, I mentioned it I think in my first episode video, that even the MC, the Villainess, she doesn't feel like a villainess. She feels like maybe someone who could have been the friend of the villainess or the friend of the main character, you know, like one of those situations. I don't know, it's great. I think it's insanely underappreciated. Maybe just the humor doesn't click for some people the way it does for me, which sure, you know, humor's subjective. It's one of the most subjective aspects to enjoying media. But at the end of the day, this show is the farthest thing from like a 6.67 out of 10. It is legitimately great, and I'm not sure if it will be my favorite Villainess by the time it's over, but it's certainly going to be among one of my personal favorites I've seen 100%. This is great, and any day of the week I'd get gnawed on by rabbits and turn in my Gooner fanfic where a werewolf had its way with me after I was kidnapped. Shoot me. Let me know your thoughts down below on this week's episode. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around your Patrons where you can catch this full live reactions, all this and more. And hey, I also like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Alexan Free, Shadow Gaming 396, Krizzle Wiper, StarCraft 48, Connor Reeves, and we also have Jord. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.